Hi, thank you for clicking on this video. Trust me, this is not a mistake because you're going to learn something at the end of this video. So in this video, this is what we are going to achieve. You are going to learn how important to apply the add layer mask, the blending option, and then the gradient tool on images to achieve this very simple design. Let's work right on the desktop and get started. So I've already launched Photoshop, so I'm going to open it now and click on the create new, and at this page I'm going to set the dimensions for the workspace. So here, since I measured the bottle in centimeters, I'm going to choose the centimeter and then change the width to 14, and I'll also make the height 15 centimeters. So when I'm done, I'll click on the create and it's going to land me as this working space over here, and I believe that is what you have at your end. So at here, what we are going to do next is to import the images. So I'll first choose my first image, which is going to be the background that I'm going to use. So over here, I'm going to resize it to fit the page or the screen. So you need to also resize it to according to your preference. So when I'm done, I'll also choose the second image over here and then resize it to fit the page according to how I want it. So this is good. So I'll click on OK. Over here, I'm going to apply effect to this image. So what I need to do first is to rasterize the image to make it more editable. So this is how you are to do. Right click on the image and then you select rasterize layer. When you select this rasterize layer, now we are going to apply the effects, and it is found under the blending option. So what I'm going to do is to click on the normal box and then choose multiply. This gives a transparent dark mode which makes any other object below it appears clearly. So now that we have applied the multiply, I'm going to reduce the opacity fill a little bit. So now I'm going to add the third image. After adding the third image, this is where I will apply the add layer mask and then the gradient tool to blend, to make the image blend beautifully. So this is the third image, and then as I did to the second image, I have to rasterize it to make it more editable. So I'll right click on the image again and rasterize it before adding the effect, which is going to be the add layer mask. Let me explain the importance of using this add layer mask. The add layer mask helps to hide or reveal part of an object without permanently deleting the original image. That is the first one. Another importance of the add layer mask is that it also helps to apply or make an adjustment or effect, like erasing part of the image or adding a gradient to a specific area of an image. And the last one is that the add layer mask also helps to create a selection, or when you want to make a cutout, like example, when you want to remove a background of an image, the add layer mask serves very important to do this kind of operations. So let's move on by selecting the add layer mask. Now that you've selected the add layer mask, we are going to apply the gradient tool. So what you do is you select the gradient, and over the gradient we are going to apply the basic gradient. So I will expand it and click on the black and white foreground gradient. Then I will position the mouse to wherever I want and then drag and release it, and it will just create this beautiful gradient, which has now blend with the other two images you see over there. At this part, I'm going to add another image once again to form the background. So with this image, I'm also going to apply all the steps that I used on the previous images. But there is one thing that I will show you over here, which is making use of the brush tool and the add layer mask. To do this, you will select the add layer mask. Before then, I will mask part of this image by using the gradient tool. This part is optional. You can choose not to use the gradient tool, but the most important thing is that you make sure you have selected the add layer mask, and you also make sure the foreground color is in black mode. Afterwards, then you select the brush tool and you right click and select the soft round brush. After selecting the soft round brush, use a square bracket key on your keyboard to increase or decrease the brush size, and then you start applying it or erasing part of the image that you don't want on your work. Okay, so this is how we apply the brush tool with the help of the add layer mask on our work. Let's continue our tutorial again. At this part, I will continue adding another image to the work again, and permit me to speed up at this section so that the video will not be too long and boring to you. So I'll catch you at the next part of this video. Alright, catch you again. So at this part too, I'm going to apply the erase tool with the help of the add layer mask to this particular image once again. Remember that I told you the gradient tool can become optional, especially when you want to erase part of an image. And as you can see from this part, I just go ahead and choose the brush tool with the help of the add layer mask to start erasing part of this image. This is what makes the add layer mask very important. So at this section, I'm done with the background. So let's move on by adding text to our work for it to look more appealing. Adding text to your work. Click on T on your keyboard as a shortcut, or rather move the mouse pointer to the Tools section and click on the icon that looks T. Select it, then click on any part of the screen to display the default text. I've already typed all the text that I'll be adding to my work, which is in the file, so I'll just display this and then copy and paste this text, and I'll be adding an effect to the text for it to look nice. So let's continue. So here I've copied and pasted the text, which is the name of the client that I am creating this design for. And afterwards, you just click on the font text box, and then you choose a font that you also like. So I'll add an effect to this text. So to do this, click on FX under the layer panel and click on blending option. So this window will appear. Now select the drop shadow and then play around with the properties. For instance, the distance, the spread, and also the size. To make an adjustment to the shadow, select the gradient overlay. With the gradient overlay, you look through the list and then you select oranges, and then you choose this color that I just selected. Also add stroke to it and then make the size 1 pixel. Select the bevel and emboss as well. Then you change its properties, like you set the style to inner bevel, the technique to smooth, and then the depth to 105 or any preferable size of the depth that you want. Then you can also set the size and then the soften to any preferable pixels. So when you are done, you click on OK. So you press Ctrl and T on your keyboard to bring out the transform there to increase the size of the text. When it looks good to you, you click on OK. Okay, so to position a particular letter of the text, what you need to do is to select the text and then place the mouse cursor to the particular letter that you want to position it. Then you hold the Alt key and also use the arrow keys if you are to position the letter to the right side. You use the right arrow key as I am doing. At this part, I'll continue by adding the rest of the text, but kindly permit me to speed up at this section so that the video will not be long. Alright, catch you once again. So at this part, what I'm going to do is to clean parts of the bubbles image or to erase part of the bubbles image so that the knife over there will display well. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'll click on the mask thumbnail which is behind the bubbles image. I'll click on it and then select the erase tool. Afterwards, I will change the color panel from the black color to the white color. Then I'll start erasing part of the image as you see it. So this makes the add layer mask very important, which you should always make use of it whenever you are working. So we are almost through with this tutorial, and then I'll continue adding more of the text to it and catch you once again. So at this section, I'll continue by adding one more picture to the work, and I'll blend it. I'll use the blending option, and which is going to give out a different look. So let's do this. Alright, so this is the final result of our design in today's tutorial, and I believe you have been able to come out to a very nice design like this. So don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for more tutorial. See you again in the next video, and don't forget to keep on creating. Bye bye.